Welcome back to Community Connection Homecoming tonight. And just by a show of hands, who is getting a first exposure to Mastery Systems tonight? Is anyone here that's brand new? Robert, Adam, you're so silly. So Carrie, your hands up. So welcome. It's very nice to have you. So someone invited Carrie. So if there's others that are being shy tonight, that's okay. So for Carrie and anyone else who's new, and for new people watching the recording, Mastery Systems is a human upgrade guidance system. Really, we have tools, systems, and resources to help any person who chooses be your true self, do what you're really here to do, and transform anything that you perceive to be standing between who you are now and who you choose to be in your full, amazing, beautiful expression. And we have a foundational technology called conscious language, and over many years distinctions have been drawn out of the English language. We speak English. It'll be, we're already in conversations about translating to other languages. There are words and phrases that we've been taught to say that can have a tendency to put our desires away from us. And there's 10 different domains. So conscious language is the foundation of what we do. We have imagination activation to help you manifest really quickly, outcome facilitation to come from your outcome already existing, to have it realized in your life much more quickly, sacred body language translation, which really is our subconscious mind or God, creator, source, whatever word works for you, for the innate wisdom in us to speak to us through our bodies and have us have realizations and transformations by understanding what our bodies are really saying to us. We have an amazing technology called bio-optic holography, which is your entire life story is actually written on your eye, and looking at your eye very closely, you can be asked a few questions and all of a sudden go, I'm online. My mission is now happening. We also have.
Hold on, is it printed on the eye or what is written on your eye?
Did I say written?
Yeah, I thought so. I heard.
Listen,
written.
You read people's minds. You knew what I meant. Yeah, and we also have a whole nutritional program designed to help our physiology embody our spiritual essence at higher vibrational frequencies. That sounds kind of esoteric. Be more of who you are means coming into your body more. And we have nutritional, very powerful formulations designed specifically to help you radiate more. So for those of you who are near and dear to us for the first time, and we love you that you're here, just understand what we're talking about tonight is one little tiny element of who and what we do. So before we start, I 2 nights ago I tried, which means attempt without succeeding, to share a song Beautiful Annie created called Song from Heaven. And Annie, I love your song and I'm sharing it with us right now. So let's see here if I did this correctly. I choose to make this easy. So I'm going to share this, and I think I know what I'm doing. I'm pretending that I do know what I'm doing. So bear with me one moment and let's see. Tell me if you hear this sound. Raise your hand if you hear it. You hear it? I still did it wrong.
Hey, do the music first, then the picture.
Music first. Thank you, Adam. I'm doing this. I'm a committed listening for myself, playing the song for me, and you get to hear it too. And it's very cool. So here we go. Let's try this.
Yes, on music. Perfect.
Ooh.
Annie Catterall.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. All the way from Australia. Annie,
Nice
thank
job.
you. Yeah, you're welcome. So what she just did, we kind of do that thank you thing. Have you ever noticed when someone says thank you and instead of saying you're welcome, they go thank you. They start playing this thank you ping pong. So tonight our conversation is about gratitude, appreciation, and acknowledgement as a foundation to generate love. And I'm going to tell you a quick story, and then we're going to open it up. And my outcome tonight, and we unified, and everyone who chooses can share. So let's have a big share fest tonight for what is present for you out of our conversation. I'm a father of 2 boys, and my oldest boy is named Jaden. He's about to be 21. He's taller than I am. His voice is deeper than mine. It's like, I just brought you home from the hospital. You're this big. So he's about 5 or 6 years old. And it just by show of hands, who has kids? Just let's see. So I'm going to go back up multiple screens here. Okay, so we have quite a few parents. So kids every now and then go crazy. They go off the rails a little bit, and they're young, they're developing. So my son, I noticed there were certain things that were happening where he would create upset, and he would, rah, 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 rah. And I said, okay, I'm figuring out a way to restore love when these upsets happen. So I invented something that I called at the time, and we to this day called the gratitude game. And whenever he would go cattywampus or off the rails, or however when he got upset, I said, oh, time for the gratitude game. And what we would do is take turns telling each other something that we're grateful about until the only thing present was love and happiness and joy and peace and harmony. Works really well for kids. And I'm just really a big kid. So I love expressing gratitude. And we all have in our lives other people that at time could be less than fully love. And so I'm inviting you to the bigger concept of the power of gratitude and appreciation. And then after we kind of get into the vibe of Thanksgiving, being thankful, we're going to open it up to the power of expressing acknowledgement and acknowledging what we're grateful for in others, and have a thank you, you're welcome energy going back and forth. So Robert, I would love for you to just sort of start us off with big picture, the power of being thankful and what it envelops us in and what it invites us to, and anything along those lines, please.
That's anyone, how many know, like, this is big stuff. So I'll give you, since this morning we practiced, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I tuned in a little while ago to my world, and I like to see forward and back in space and time. That's one of my things I do. And one of the ways I do that, and I invite people to do it as well, especially if we're in a whatever, as I have them go 200 miles up in the air in their imagination, obviously, and then look forward and back in their life. So I recommend everyone, if you can, just do that, so to speak. Go about 200 miles up in the air, seemingly. And so many people I was filming, they look up, it's like, oh yeah, that'll work. And then look forward and back in your life, and then let yourself see where you are within the construct of what's going on in the planet right now. And so what I woke up to today big, where what we're doing right now is so important, is the illusion, anything less than I am that I am, anything less than love, opulence, abundance, prosperity, all that glorious stuff. I mean, all of it. Anything less than that is trying to get fed by getting our attention, because it's about ready to lose its source, which is anyone putting their attention or being alive in believing in the old pattern. This is a really big deal for me, kids. So what my victory in sharing this. So what I got was, because I've had our whole team, we've had things going on, and I realized, wow, if I give any thought whatsoever to the illusion, I'm feeding it. I'm going to say it again. If I give any attention at all to the illusion, I have fed it. So an illusion, an energy form, limitation, thought form that is not pure, has no source energy of its own. It's an illusion. It must be fed by some stream of life, which is all of us. We are a life stream, it's been said, and I agree, I like it. So I'm realizing, oh, no wonder all that shouting, so to speak, or going on, or outer stuff or whatever it's up, because it's going, feed me, feed me, feed me, man, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. And I finally went, wait. And so we did an appreciation thing with the 4 guys today. We shared intimately and sacredly, I'm going to cry, God, what we love about each other, what we appreciate about each other. It was deep, powerful, strong, real, articulate, exact. And then shortly thereafter, I hear from Scott that Adam made a huge transformation. I've been talking about this. And I'm going, oh, maybe just all I have to do is walk around being grateful, thankful, appreciate, which means to add value, moment to moment to moment to moment. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. If I go, dear God, I choose X, Y, and Z. Thank you. And then walk from it. So what I'm sharing tonight is I'm asking everyone to evaluate. I'm asking me, and I'm sharing with you. That's really what's true. So what I realize now is I withdraw lovingly all attention I've ever given to anything less than love and appreciation. I'm going to say it again. I mean, just to strengthen my conversation in me, I withdraw lovingly all attention, conversation at anything less than God is the only presence and power acting here. Love wins, my love wins, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I personally believe I'm alive in, oh, that's it exactly. No wonder all this crap's going on. It's over. The illusion's over. And if it's screaming, it's screaming. Thanks for sharing. Withdraw attention, put my attention only on what I choose. And I believe what we're doing tonight is literally filling ourselves with what's beautiful, wonderful, lovely, glorious, and that's gratitude. That's appreciation. That's thankfulness. That's acknowledgement. The word recognition means recognition, which means remembering. I'm going to get it. I remember my good. I remember my wealth. I remember my strength. I remember my love. I remember my beauty. I remember your beauty. And constantly just remember perfection. Anything knocks on your door, close the door. If it's not love, you close the door. I am the open door that no man can shut. So first of all, how many can relate to what I'm saying? Let us have tonight be our most important, miraculous commitment from this moment forward to celebrate and appreciate with thankfulness and gratitude and acknowledgement and recognition what we choose, what we love, and who we are, period.
I'll have some of that.
You am that.
It's easy in life for us to focus on something negative or something that we don't like. It's also easy to focus on the positive, and which feels better. I can look at any one person and I can find something that's quote unquote off or not right or not aligned. I can make up whatever. And I can also look at a person and see 1,000 points of light that are true expressions of perfect divinity. 25 years ago, I heard Robert say something and it stuck. And he said, what you put your attention on, that you become. So I was in a conversation with Adam today, and I realized that, and I shared with him that I had unforgiveness with someone that I only just became aware that it was still there. And what I did was begin to appreciate qualities of this person. That there's so many things that I love about this man. And there were 1 or 2 things where we had some disconnect, and little me was focusing on those 1 or 2 things instead of this batch of 998 things that are blessings in my life. And so I'd like to do a little demonstration here of, and I didn't make this up, but this is just in the moment. And I see Elman sitting here. Elman, can you unmic?
Happy to.
So I'm going to move your square up here, right by, I'm putting you right in the middle. So my camera's right there. Elman, I love how present you are. I love your understanding of scripture and the non-judgmental way you are about it. Like in religiosity, a lot of people are like, this is what the book says, and you know, and like this is the Bible, and you will believe it just like this. You're the opposite of that, brother. You bring forth your understanding and you share it, and you leave it on the table and step back, and I experience you being love in as it relates to scripture in a very clean and a very pure way. And your passion for scripture lights me up in a way that is inspiring.
Thank you, Scott.
You're so welcome.
And I also have to say thank you for Jenny for her comment that she gave to me on a private message. As far as a comment otherwise, I was enjoying going through everybody's name here and just blessing them as I was going through looking at each one. This is something I've started doing maybe a couple of years ago when I was on a Zoom thing, just blessing each person individually. It makes my experience of whatever meeting I'm in so much nobler. I enjoy it so much more when I'm blessing every person rather than thinking whatever thoughts I might be thinking, just focusing on giving blessings to everyone.
So in the realm of acknowledgement, and I'm saying this for me, really, we're distinguishing the power of a feeling of gratitude and appreciation. And Robert said appreciation is an increase. When you have an asset and it appreciates, it gains in value. And there's our feelings that we have, and then there's the acknowledgement of what our gratitude brings forth in them. And I heard you say, Jenny, thank you for your private message. Her private message brought something alive in you, or it elevated something in you, and it gave you a feeling and a sense of something good enough to say thank you. True?
True.
So, and I'm inviting and I'm reminding myself when I say thank you for doing X, I can also say I appreciate you doing X. And what arose in me out of you doing it was I feel more loved and appreciated. And thank you so much in a way that more fully expresses what a gift someone gives to me brings to me. And what I've learned is when I'm more expressive, when I use just a few more words, when I'm acknowledging someone, we're giving each other permission to expand our love together. Anything that I can do that increases love, I'm all about it. If there's something I am addicted to, it's love, baby. The more, the better. So I would invite you, and I'm inviting you, and there's no right or wrong here, Elman. What you said is perfect. I'm inviting you to be present to you. Thank you for your private message, and add a few more words to it about what her private message brought forward in your heart or made you more in or of.
The message made me feel more just noticed. When someone is noticed, they appreciate that. And I don't know, I was considering what to do, how to respond, and then the opportunity to respond publicly came up, which I was not planning on, but it seemed appropriate to do so. And I'm happy to do that because there is something in me, it responds when I get an acknowledgement of any kind from anyone. And that's something I'm learning to do, to acknowledge other people, because for many years I did not practice that. And so it's something that in my current experience is rapidly growing. So I appreciate it when I see it in others. It just makes it easier for me to do so. And that's one of the things that's happening here in Mastery Systems, is that we're learning to appreciate the things that we already have. We're learning to remember to tell people thank you we're learning to just let people know that we love them. I've only started telling people I love them, other than my own natural family, in probably maybe a year. Was when I first started telling people that I love them. It's just I didn't do that for many decades. It was not my habit, and now I'm beginning to do it, and it's not totally strange like it was when I first started doing it. It's something that I can tell you, Scott. I can tell you I love you, and there's a release in me when I do it. There's a joy to say that. I can say that to every one of you, even Carrie. I can say I love you, even though I've never spoken to you before, because there's something in me that now is able to express a love that was always there, but it was hidden before, and now it's being more easily expressed. Mastery Systems is a big help to that. I had other helps shortly before that, but this is one help to help me express the love that's already there.
I receive your love and I love you back. Robert?
It's funny, Jenny, and I choose to know, is it today? Fast Track, whenever it was, Wednesday, yesterday. So I'm waiting and waiting. I'm used to it. There's 26 people signed up. And then right at start, Jenny comes on. And then shortly thereafter, Elman, the Infusionsoft didn't send out the email. It was delayed. And so the information didn't go out for this class, Fast Track. So I was sharing with Jenny, and she did gratitude, and I was able to let it in. I shared with her, Jenny, you're here, so I speak to you and also to our team. When I used to do classes, I've been doing this 56 years. So when I used to do a class and it was over, my sponsor was there and all that, I would do a class with whatever number of people. People would go, it's over. Where's Bob? I was gone. I left already. I didn't know how to take stuff in. So not only appreciation for others, how about thank ourselves? Thank our creator. And so there's a scriptural statement. I woke up to the concept early on. If a blessing is given to me in life and I'm not grateful for it or acknowledge it, the next one does not come. I'm going to say it is really important, kids. If let's say I get a nice meal and I want a whole bunch more of something and I'm not grateful for my meal, I'm going to get that. I might be stiff arming and blocking all the things I want. And so scripture says it this way, not religion, kids. We're not doing the religion at all. It's the little foxes that destroy the vine. It says, you have been faithful over a few things, I'll make you ruler over many. So I'm with the concept I had earlier and then what I'm sharing now, I'm getting, oh man, my job is to be thankful for everything I'm given, everything that comes through me, everything that comes to me. Become a thankful gratitude machine. I mean, like being a gratitude machine. Just thank you for this and thank you for that and thank you for this and thank you for that and thank you for this and thank you for that and thank you for the ability to think that and think that and whatever you got to do. How many love the idea that all the other blessings that we stiff-armed, if you did, come pouring in? The next thing I'm going to share, and I'm sure it a lot. When I woke this up again, I bet it took me tens of thousands of people to wake this up. And when I read eyes, I can see what's in there. I used to go, that's a lot of crap or a lot of burdens. And I realized, ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and the door shall be open. So here's the, check it out, prove all things. When I ask, again, a prayer, many have heard this, a prayer is please and thank you, not please God give me. That's a petition or a beg. Supplicate is not a prayer. Prayer is please and thank you. When you pray, ask, believing, be alive in, having received, and you receive. Got that. So now, if I say, please, full prayer, please, thank you for this thing, it's always delivered instantly. And my little self that's out looking for it, this is treacherous. If I don't understand it, I go, oh, it didn't happen. How many have gone down scale believing, well, I asked and didn't happen. I asked and didn't happen. My parents asked and didn't happen. It happened. It is delivered in the invisible or unseen world. And once we get that, everything that exists from that which is unseen. I'm going to get that, or inner visible, another way. So how many been laboring? Those are blessings that are unrecognized, unappreciated, unagreed to. So anyone that's feeling heavy because you've got some burdens of prayers that haven't been answered, they were answered. They were just answered spiritually, which means they're delivered instantaneously by the Amazon Prime invisible God truck into our energetic field. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get there. I mean, the angels deliver it. And any blessing that's bestowed that's not received becomes a burden. So this appreciation game over and over and over is the engine that gets us into the size of the grace we've been walking around with in the past up until now that was unrecognized. So how many make it an agreement? I am. I make my agreement. I invite you to do yours of start appreciating the teeniest little thing and the next thing and appreciate in each other. And then look in the mirror and appreciate everything about you, me. How many love that? So thank you.
I love it. We have Justine raised her hand and she's a walk-in. Or was that an accident, Justine? Or did you raise your hand intentionally or were you just making sure we saw your cute doggy?
She's thanking.
Am I on mute? Can you hear me?
No,
You're
we can hear you
unmuted now.
now.
We can hear you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to share. It's so cool, so cool. That's what happens when you move quickly and you raise your energy, is that it's like miracles happen. So I come out with the dog. Sorry to interrupt. Well, I'm not interrupting. I'm participating. Yahoo! I'm looking down on the ground and there's like all these leaves completely full heart shaped. It was just like so amazing. Just as you guys were talking about love, there's like these heart shaped leaves I'd never noticed before. It's so cool.
Awesome.
Anyways, it's a little bit I mean, if you want me to be serious, I can be serious, but I just thought, love comes in all kinds of ways and it's just so beautiful. It was just like, yeah, man. Scott, you are contagious. That's dangerous.
Through that.
It's fantastic. I love you. Thank you.
I love you too, Justine. We all do. We adore you. You're perfect just as you are. And there's nothing wrong with looking down and seeing grace and love. I mean, when we're dialed in enough to find love on the ground, come on. I have an invitation. My heart's desire is each of us, when this meeting is, in a little while, this meeting will conclude for the rest of the day, and we're left with what we're left with. And this came up for several members of our team since we said that we're on this topic tonight. I'm inviting each of us here to look across all of your relations and anyone that you have other than pure gratitude and appreciation and love with. I'm inviting you to openly express, and you can keep it, I mean, the private stuff in the silence, but you can even say, this person I had this with, and now here's 5 things that I love and appreciate about this person, and feel that shift. It's like butterfly wings popped out of my back when I realized that if I've got anything other than love, I can just bring appreciation in my conscious. I don't have to call them on the phone and say it. It happens within me, and I'm going to give you an example of how fast this is. This was 3-4 days ago. There was a man that I had a significant financial and otherwise business relationship with, and we had a disconnect that was just like, and it was like, and we went our separate ways, and we hadn't spoken for a year and a half, and I realized I had other than love with my brother, and no matter what kind of wonkiness happens, he's still my brother, and love thy enemy as thyself. And he certainly was never an enemy. It was just a disconnect. And even if it was my mortal enemy, I'm to love him as I love myself. So I went inside and inside myself first. And then I started saying it consciously, and I'll leave his name in the silence. But I said, I love how strong you are. I love how bold you are. I named a bunch of things that I love about him. Hadn't spoken to him in a year and a half. And it was between 2 and 3 minutes. I got a text from him saying, I was just thinking about you and wondering how you're doing. So that's how powerfully we can shift. And he's hundreds of miles away from me. So let that sink in. If there's someone in your life or a situation in your life, even the situation of quote unquote, not enough money, wrong job, this happened that I don't like, that happened that I don't like. In any situation where we have other than love, appreciation, and gratitude, we can bring love, appreciation, and gratitude to it and have it shift for ourselves, for that person or that situation like that. So I'm inviting anyone there. So Jenny's got her hand up, and please, you're on deck, Jenny. If you click on reactions at the bottom, there's an option to click raise hand, and that will bring you up to the corner where we know you're raising your hand. So Jenny, you have the floor.
Okay. Thank you for this conversation tonight. I'm loving it. I love my Mastery Systems community so much. I love you. I really do. I'm so grateful that I have been led to reunite with you. And so I'm all new, and I'm all new experience this past weekend. Something that landed in me as a reminder was the power of forgiveness. And the phrase that I've been saying as a meditation, as I'm going to sleep, even throughout, if there is a stressful thought that comes to my mind, I decree, I forgive all. And as Bob reminded us, the word all means God also. And so it's, I forgive all. I forgive everyone. I forgive all. I forgive. And in the moment that I do this and I say, I forgive all, I feel immediate peace. And then naturally my gratitude for other people opens up. And so that's been a powerful win for me to express more gratitude, is by focusing in the moment. I forgive all, like everything. And as this show, our call today was getting started, I had a moment of a stressful thought come to my mind, and I said, I forgive all. And something that Bob has reminded me came to my mind, and it was in the form of, no one can take my blessing from me. No one can take our blessings from us. And so I stay in my forgiveness, I stay in my gratitude, and I'm anchored and I'm solid, and my love feeds me. My love feeds the world.
Definitely. Right now, as soon as you're being who you are right now. Amen. We love you, Jenny. Thank you for playing. Deidre, I'm acknowledging you for saying yes to being our instructor. I heard the good news today, and I'm celebrated. As soon as Cynthia, she said, Deidre's coming, I was like, oh yeah, baby. So
can you guys hear me? Because I was trying to Zoom with Bob the other day and he couldn't hear me. So I just wanted to share something that happened today. I was doing a Rasha session, and for those of you who don't know what Rasha is, it's like a sound and vibration therapy, and it can bring things up in you that you don't even realize were there. And sometimes it's comfortable and sometimes it's not. And it wasn't comfortable this morning, and I didn't like it. So Scott, it was a situation that I was not appreciating. And instead of fighting it, I said, no, I love it. I love the feeling. I'm grateful for being able to be here to have this healing experience. And seriously, you guys, I don't know if any of you have seen The Matrix, but when he's standing in that room and there's all those television screens around him, I was standing in the room and you guys were all on those television screens around me. It was incredible. The entire Life Mastery Systems. And you were all saying, I vote your victory. I vote your victory. And I just started, I mean, it had turned this uncomfortable experience into this wonderful, loving, I don't have to be afraid, because you guys are always there and you're always with me, even though you're not physically there. And Scott, you give the best hugs. And this man will hug you and he will not let you go. And it is the most wonderful experience. So I had everybody around me, and then I had Scott in the room with me, and he was holding me, and you guys shared that experience with me. And it was an amazing, transformative session. I came out of it more healed than I ever have before. So thank you all for being there for me always.
Awesome.
You're
Wow.
welcome and you're beautiful. I have one thing to say, and then I know someone else has more. Deirdre, your experience was precisely the same in the physical realm. You did your sound therapy, stuff came up. It's how we relate to our experience. And we can look at an experience. I heard it, Zig Ziglar, 30 some years ago, I saw him at the Houston Summit, which is now Joel Osteen's church. And he said, 2 men looked out prison bars. One saw mud, the other stars. So it really is up to us as seeing with love in your glasses is how we see the grace in a difficult circumstance. And so and it's really a choice, and my heart loves love. And if I can see the love in a situation, or if I'll bring my love to it where it's like, none of this looks like love, man, but I'm so full of love. Let's just keep on touching it with love. Robert says, just touch it with love. I touch it
with love.
today. So I acknowledge you for bringing love to a situation that was other than love until it became love.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome, and thank you. You're radiant. I'm so happy you're coming for instructor training. For me, you've already been an instructor, and you're on our team, and I'm going to empower your success. I'm committed to your success.
Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Any other hands? I know someone else has something to say.
Ooh.
What are you?
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
an
sure.
owl? What are you? Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
No, it sounds like Adam has something to say.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
This is awesome, y'all. I just choose to really bring home for me today. Bob already mentioned it, and it's awesome that you reminded me of those scriptures. I knew there were some scriptural statements as Scott and I were speaking today, and the ahas I had when he was sharing that that his 18-month story with the dude that he had a disconnect with. As he's saying, as we were talking today, as he's sharing that story, I immediately had a vision and a deep feeling and tears in my eyes, because me too. How many have had pets called yabbits? Yabbit this, yabbit that, yabbit, 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 yeah. I had a whole farm of yabbits on one of my good brothers, and it was just over me having expectations. Yeah, he did this. Yeah, he did that. Didn't keep agreements, blah, blah, blah. Like, is it really worth me holding on to hate and resentment, frustration, blame, condemnation over my expectations that I thought it should look a certain way, or that an apology should have happened, or this, that, or the other? No, I get to do that right in me, because Bob just mentioned it again. I realized I had been blocking potentially some huge blessings and things that I choose to have in my life, because what my attention was on, that's what I become. So, man, just so cool that this is a topic of this week, and just so many great reminders that if I really choose to have my inheritance, then it's my job to stay, as Jenny said, in my forgiveness, in my pure love. And I love what Scott said too. And I looked this one up a couple weeks ago, hating or loving our enemies. So how about we love the people we still kind of like, and just holding the on? Hey, come on, y'all. So this is just fantastic. And I shared with the 4 boys today, it's very important for me, and just to have such strong, loving, compassionate, deep loving men in my life, versus the macho, bravado, egotistical stuff I grew up with, and for 40 plus years really haven't had that type of men in my life. So it's very important to me, and it was, huge for 4 dudes to sit around and just love on each other. In my world, that hasn't happened that much. So it's just some huge things for me today, period.
And to distinguish what Adam's talking about, every morning at 9 a.m., well, certain times, Robert Tennyson Stevens, Adam, Rick Essman, and I meet the men who are the leadership on Team Mastery, and our women meet separately, and then we converge together for a company meeting. And there's some magic that happens out of it, and Adam's just sharing some of that. So I was making that really clear for you. So here's acknowledgement. If someone raise your hand, and I'm going to acknowledge Adam, and Adam, you get me right. I mentioned this earlier, and I'm going to bolt on another idea. You get me in my heart by the clear way you speak, and you standing for when you see something that you say this is off track or this isn't right. You have a righteous commitment to communicate through to completion. And sometimes I'm just going to say this and get it out. And I love that about you. Like, he's a sportsman. He's strong, stocky, beefy guy. You know, you definitely choose to have him on your time when it comes to this. He's a strong man's man. And so he brings that man's man. Listen, that doesn't work, and we're gonna do it like this. And there's a beauty to it because he's so full of love. And so I'm acknowledging your commitment to speak the truth. It's very helpful for me, especially when we're in these high impact meetings where we got 10 different things going on, and and you're like, stop, this is what's up. And you speak with a clarity from your heart that you make me more loving by being truthful. I'm reminded of that scripture again. The truth will make you free. The truth will set you free. It's very liberating when someone is honest and we're open to hearing the truth. I've found for myself, like I become more me by someone being honest and receiving it and rolling with the truth and allowing something new to be born out of a revelation that comes out of that. And Adam, you do that extremely well. You've done it since the first time I encountered you, and you've consistently done it. So thank you for being my righteous truth, brother. I love that about you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Scott, seriously, for your kind words, man. This boy right here, I mean, you've all experienced it. Many of you already shared it. This dude loves, I mean, more than anyone I've ever seen in the way that he does. And he blesses our world and our community because he's so inviting and compassionate for just same thing that you stand in your truth of love, bro. Thank you for thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to interrupt. I have one thing from Adam. How about love the people not only your enemies, how about love the people you kind of like? I think that's funny. I think that's a book. Anyone? I think what a great statement. Love your enemies. And there's a comedian, Brother Dave Gardner, your preacher in Levy, who said, love your enemies and drive them nuts. You know, how about love the people you kind of like? So anyway, that was immaculate.
Awesome.
Yeah, hand up, Pamela.
Yes, hi, this is my very first time here, and I just want to say thank you. I really don't know how I'm participating right now, but I want to say that what you were talking about, like gratitude, it's okay. I've had experience with gratitude, like it totally went to a whole new realm, and it's been like a long, long time ago. And just hearing this was a reminder of what power and what, I mean, it changes your brain. It changes your brain cells. It changes things. And I just want to say thank you for addressing that, because I'm going to start that journey again and being intentionally grateful and starting to write it down again and see what kind of a journey, because it's a beautiful journey. So I just want to say thank you.
Awesome, dear.
You are so welcome. Rick Essman, we have a doctor here who talks about molecular transformation. Rick, can you speak to the physiological reality of being in a state of gratitude and appreciation and the positive results that happen on a physiological scientific level, please?
And raise your hand, Dr. Rick, so it brings that up to the speaker position.
Click reactions and then raise hand. Oh, he's clapping.
It's
click reactions and right above it. There you go. Hey, Rick, I acknowledge you for finding out how to raise your hand.
I've been busy monitoring the participant line. It's like, what? Where's that? You know, I really love to find the simplest way to understand sciences. One of my teachers, Vit Van, shared, when somebody really knows something, they can talk simply about it. They can talk from any direction about it, like Bob does. Bob, you have 5,000 different questions available and directions and viewpoints to continue to orient yourself back to your God, etc. And The simplest version is when our mastery tools are quick tools of conscious language and body language translations to reorient us back to ourself, back to our feeling nature, back to our feeling world. When we're engaged in our feeling world, we are anchored in our true reality. We're anchored in our reality of experience, as opposed to thoughts, concepts, and ideas. Thoughts, concepts, and ideas are all really nice, especially when they help us orient back to what actually was my experience. What is my experience ongoing? When we access our feeling nature, it is in body language, our gut, our colon, our small intestine. And when our colon and small intestine, when our gut is neurologically activated and alive and uploading, when our cells and our neurology is turned on, it's uploading information, uploading molecules, uploading neural pathways that stimulate and feed our entire nervous system and quote unquote our brain, our entire endocrine realm is fed and supported and nourished by our gut. And that is the world. When we feel gratitude and grateful for each other, grateful for ourselves, grateful for God in us, grateful for the sky, grateful for our food, grateful for our clean water, our clean air, and our clean energy. Just on a daily basis, we feed our body's ability to renew itself. Real simply, stimulates our vagus nerve, which turns on specialized pro-resolving mediators that flow down, stimulates acetylcholine release in our heart, and we activate massive heart rate variability, sustained support. And the specialized pro-resolving mediators give our body the ability to oscillate back and forth between the cleanup and repair and inflammation, cleanup and repair. And we are born anew, moment to moment, on a molecular/cellular basis through our gratitude.
Daggone. Could you say that again?
Yeah,
That
one more
again.
time, please. Encore. So Pamela, what he said. Wow, man. I could just listen to you. You talk so sexy science, man.
Yeah.
I love that Matt Damon in that movie where he's out there in space. I'm gonna science the shit out of this.
The Martian.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I can hear the song now. I'm too sexy for my science. Too sexy for my science.
I know my food digests better when I'm if I'm upset. I've learned don't eat. Like I get to be clean. I'll go a long time without eating until I clear something if I got something up. Because if I've noticed in the past, if I was upset and I put food in, it just sat there like a rock, and that doesn't flow as good. So yeah.
Thank you, Rick.
Good stuff, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.
I'd love to hear who has to share something that you're grateful for, that you're now aware of to be grateful for in your life. Anyone?
They're small. They're really small, and they should be really soft.
Is someone sharing?
Elvin, do you choose to share?
Yes.
Go ahead, man.
Well,
Raise your hand. Raise
Yeah,
your hand.
do the go to reactions
I thought
at the bottom.
I thought I did raise it.
Well, raise it again.
There's a
There you go.
there you go.
You got it.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good.
So now we all
And-
can see you because it brings you to the fore.
And also, if you can change your camera angle, we can see it more than the top of your head. It'd be great.
Which camera?
Other way.
No, that's the other way. The other way.
Oh,
That's
there.
you. That's your face
There
right
he
there.
is.
One
Oh.
more.
Maybe if I sit
Oh,
up.
there we go. Okay.
There
you
you
go.
are. What's on your mind tonight, brother?
Okay. Well, this is the first time I've been here. My twin brother has told me a little bit about you, which you heard him speak a little while ago. My first, no, not my first reaction, but one of the reaction I had is to me, it may be, and well, I consider it more an imperfection on my part that I have this reaction. But some of them people with their joy, the way they express it, from my background, there could be a problem with the way they express it, and that is God is a jealous God, and He doesn't like anybody else to take credit for what He's done. So if anybody takes the credit to themselves of what they've done, they could be acting contrary to God, which God has His own way to bring it back to Himself. Anyway, God is love, and anybody who talks about love is talking about God. But God likes to be acknowledged too. We like to be acknowledged, but He likes to be acknowledged also. We're made in the same image with the same basic likes and same basic characteristics. Well, just in my practice for last several years, when something any situation come up, I would say this is the best situation that I could be in, where I would learn to praise the Lord. That no matter how good or how bad it is, that situation is one that God has given me at that time. So I just praise the Lord for what He's given me at that time. But with my background, the name of the Lord is very important. If you're speaking about the Lord, but don't give His name, that troubles me a little bit. Anyway, that's just a little bit that I wanted to put on. I've enjoyed what you're sharing, that most of you acknowledge God in your speaking. Anyway, that's all.
Thank you. And it's Elbin.
Yes.
I love it. Elman, you brought Elbin. That's so awesome. You had Elbin, you had me at God is love. That's my favorite Bible verse.
Yep.
And because people are like, oh, I don't do God. I'm like, well, I'm just gonna love you because I'm godding him anyway.
Yeah.
You don't do God? Give me a hug. God, we'll see about that. So I love that you brought your brother. Thank you. I see another hand, Kimberly and hubby. Are you gonna introduce him?
Hello, this is Wayne, my significant other.
Hi, Wayne.
Your other what?
Hey,
Just
hey,
kidding, honey. Just
Wayne,
kidding, just kidding.
Wayne, can you do us a favor? Can you just give her a little kiss on the cheek for all of us, please? Thank you.
Awesome.
I feel so much better. Please.
Well, actually, it's about this man. I was decreeing, I am secure in all my relationships. And I saw my daughter with whom I have been having great difficulty. And as I said, I'm secure in all my relationships. I felt so empowered and I felt so secure. And I realized if I'm secure, then she can be secure. And then that affects her relationship spanning out from her. And I've seen a major shift in her attitude towards me. And so anyway, I just wanted to share that.
Awesome.
I had a quick question for Robert. You said something about when something clears, all kinds of mucus will go out of your body. What was that something?
I can.
I can.
I
Okay.
can is trapped plasma protein, polysaccharide, mucoprotein,
Okay.
booger, snot,
Mhm.
like it's snot.
Yeah, it's not.
And so I can. Dr. Rick, where's Ricky's son?
I can. All
Rick,
right.
can you share what happened can you share your I can story?
Yes, I can. I was doing sound at in Hendersonville. We were doing a mastery of energies and bodies of language. And
How many years ago?
This was in Gee Whiz.
The year of Gee Whiz.
Yeah, either the late 90s or early 2000s.
Yep.
And I had a habit of making little mistakes on the soundboard, and Bob would go, "Oh, what's happening, Rick?" Because I was back doing sound and coordinating like Adam does. And so he was like, "What's up?"
Well, wait,
And-
let me tell you the story. So I've got these big, huge, excuse me, ass speakers up on poles, much bigger than we got now. And Dr. Rick would go, "Ah," and then shut it right off and pretend like nothing happened at all. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rick.
And somehow the facilitation that occurred led to, I can feel my mother's love.
I can receive my mother's love is what I remember.
Thank you. I can receive my mother's love. I can receive my mother's love. And as I began to repeat, I can receive my mother's love, clear fluid started to flow out of my sinuses and out my nose, to the point where Bob asked me to step back from the soundboard and get a trash can, please. And about a cup poured out just from a shift in my consciousness through conscious languaging and of course the body language of it, and the love of our group, the love of our class at that time.
And Rick, from birth up to that point, how many years had you been pulling the bow back? You know, certain areas of your life had been, especially related to love. I mean, that's a big, greatest weakness into greatest strength. Yes.
Yes.
And born a preemie, coming home in the equivalent of a shoebox, a mom not knowing how to feed this beautiful being, all the energies about that, maybe not nursing yet because of the palate and all the other stuff, or who knows what. So keep going, but there's a lot to this. Go ahead, Rick.
Yes. You guys maybe remember more than I do. And
It's pretty good when Adam wasn't even there.
yes, yes. So yes, that was a pivotal moment in me resurrecting my ability to be connected with my mother. And as Bob shared, you know, the fears of the entire family were like, how do we deal with this little baby? Those potentially, you know, who knows, got in the way. And it was up to me, you know, caveat emptor, seize the day, baby. It's up to me to reboot my own neurology.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did. I will also share, I did our Meta BE and Master My Word Made Flesh this past December, and had a renewed activation of my awareness of my new decrees and my new mission and role. And during January and February for 6 weeks, my body drained mucus out of my sinuses and out of my lungs for 6 weeks. And I dropped 10 pounds. And near as I can tell, our entire team, I choose to know how to say this, but I'm a lot more ready to jump in and play hardball, to play fastball, to play love ball, to play I'm present ball, to play I am ball. I am in me. God is in me. God lives, breathes, and thrives in, through, and about me as I serve and love in my world. Period.
And what are lungs?
Lungs are partnership and thriving.
And inspiration. What are
inspiration.
sinuses? Where'd you go?
I didn't
Wave
know.
so I can find you, Ricky. You moved. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. Sinuses are the bell in our skull of creativity. So if we've got I can't create at all going on, that's going to be mucus at our skull, at our nose, like Lily Toblet. How many know I'm talking about? I got mucus. Yeah. And so that all that was coming out because I can inspire my world was coming online. Yes or no, Dr. Ricky?
Yes. Yes.
What I said.
Yep. What Bobby said about the bell and about the inspiration. It's all happening right here, right now.
And he became an Italian right after that. It's very good for us. Thank you, Ricky. You're
Well,
awesome.
I love Bob says, hey, tell the story. And then halfway through your first sentence, like, oh, I got this. Let me tell you. Shh, don't tell Bob.
Tell it right. No, sorry. Oops.
An hour has gone by so fast, and out of respect for people's time, I'm aware of an hour has gone by so fast. Fun. I'm also curious, is there something I'd love to hear? Our desire in our commitment really in having these events is that when we get together on Thursday evenings, we called it community, connection, and homecoming. And those are three vibrational frequencies we choose to have be aligned in each of us to the extent that we're able to provide a space for you to feel a sense of community, to be and experience your connection with us, and to have a feeling that this is home. And so I'm asking if there's anyone that you came in a certain state and you're leaving better, more vibrant you is our outcome to always have. So what value have you gotten out of this evening for yourself, and how are you going to take what this evening has meant for you forward for the rest of your day today, through tomorrow, through the weekend?
Real quick, Janie Snelson, I love you. It's good to see your beautiful mug.
Yeah, hi, Janie. Oh, she just moved again. There we go. Hey, mute. You're muted, honey. Unmute if you're going to talk. There we go.
Janie.
Anyway, I apologize. How are y'all?
Great.
It's you guys, I just want to tell you, number one, let's see, Kimberly. One thing that I'm an older time mastery systems person, my husband and I. And so we've been here a while. We've just gotten back involved again, and Stephen was supposed to be on this call, but he was late getting off work. So anyway, number one, Kimberly, one of the neatest things that Bob ever taught me after my biooptic holography session was, I have a son, Brody, and he was like the prodigal at that moment. And Bob just said, I'm going to tell you how to do one thing. I said, okay. He said, you send Brody love, only love. And it left me no room for angst or worry or anything. So I just want to share that with you. It's one of the most transformational things in my life that's happened in my life. We are now reconciled, lots of things. But just the last 2 weeks I've been on here, you guys have reawakened in me, and I'm remembering I have a lot of things to be grateful for, and I'll share that at some time after I get back with Bob and Adam and just kind of go over what's been happening with us. But Stephen and I are so very grateful right now. But you guys have escalated that in the last 2 weeks to a higher level of gratitude. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, and you're welcome. It's so great to see you.
Say hi to give your hubby love from me, would you?
I will. When I see him, we are actually living in separate towns Monday through Friday, but we're still together.
Yeah.
So anyway, love you guys. Thank you.
Janie, before you go, sister. So I was with Robert over 25 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And then Rick and Bobby called me back a couple of months ago, and I'm all in till death do us part now. So there's a new frequency here, and we have a new training you did mastery years ago, I believe. And so now we have something called I'm All New. That's next level, next level, next level. And one's coming up August 4, 5, 6. You can do it in person. You can do it virtually and come home. And I guarantee you that whatever you had with Robert before, it's next level. Robert is all new. Whoever you think you know him to be, he's brand new.
1111,
high
right?
vibration.
1111, right?
1111. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
yes,
that's our transformational number anyway. It's huge in our lives. And so I told Steve about it. And so you'll see that he did sign up for tonight, but didn't make it. We'll be in, and I'm sure that we will join. So we're looking forward to it.
Thanks for being on tonight, honey.
We love you.
Love you too. Thank you, guys.
Ia and your your radiant sister, whose name I choose to remember. Tell me your name again, please.
Janina.
Janina, thank you. So every time you come, you radiate. I'm all ears.
Well, thank you so much for community connection. We are on the road and we stopped to participate. Well, and also we stopped because I got a little bit lost on the way and now found, but it's all perfect. It's all perfect because, because I got to stop and pause and reconnect with my I am that I am in my community. And I value the weekly community connection so much. because it's a place to check in, to come back, to realign, and that's my thank you. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. And
You're
Ia,
welcome.
thank you for sharing Mateo. Every time I see his little being face over there, I'm going, oh, what was I talking about? Because I just would like to just stare at him forever. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we should implement a baby discount. You bring babies, you get a discount on everything we have.
Quite remarkable because he's travels quite well, and then when the call was starting he was just like really restless until I put the screen in front and he was like, yeah, I want to watch Bob.
Good, because
So-
I feel the same way.
Sure, he totally knows when the call's on, like before we've even dialed in. It's like he's really tuned in on the inner plane. So we just sort of, he's our teacher.
Yes.
He's our guide.
It's
Yeah,
good to
thank
see you. And we have planted a serious flag in Australia. Just so for everyone else here, our commitment to Australia has become next level of next level. Ultimately, conscious language as a global operating system is happening, and we have such a groundswell of very powerful people who've made a commitment to our technologies and to bringing our technologies to Australia. And I'll keep a lot of that in the silence right now. You can just expect to see Mastery Systems grow in reach and influence across the nation of Australia and many other nations coming online as well. So we love our family on the other side of Earth. So it's like if you look at the globe, we're basically almost on the opposite sides of the planet. So we got a big Australian America love hug going on Earth. So we're well over an hour now.
Yeah, I have one comment. The
Yes,
song
sir.
that we played that Annie, how many heard the Australian accent in the music?
I didn't hear
I mean, the way she played. Sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm
the way
just
she
sorry.
You're just so corny sometimes, man.
I know.
I love your corniness.
Hey, Janie, did you have another comment?
I did. I
Oh,
was
I apologize, Ia.
No, you're good. Stephen asked me last week if we would get the recording, and I don't think I ever got it. Are y'all sending out the recordings of these weekly
Yes.
talk?
Yes.
We are. So I would say check your spam, and we're doing some upgrading on our system. So Scott, if you don't get it, Scott@masterysystems.com. Bobby and Adam got to love on you. It's my turn. So let's get on the phone. I'm say hi anyway, and I'll make sure that you get that.
Sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Go
Now,
ahead. Ia's on. Wait, Ia's got a comment.
yeah, where'd she go? Where's
Right.
yeah?
Okay, so I have a sharing too of what I got from tonight, and I just choose to say that I love your comment, Adam. Love the ones that you kind of like.
Yeah.
That really got me, and because I was sitting here with not all the few Discord elements to my life, and just bringing them into my awareness as I was sitting in this class of gratitude and feeling that, it's like, okay, here's a situation. All right, I forgive it. Well, gratitude is the outcome of forgiveness. So if I go straight to gratitude, I notice the little voice going, yeah, but the situation, and then noticing, my charge and the person, and angry at their anger, and then just going, okay. And if I just go gratitude, then it immediately puts me in a neutral zone, because I'm not having to get over my anger to forgive, to get to gratitude. I just go to gratitude, even for the little things, like you say, the ones that we kind of love. Just, well, what am I grateful for that I kind of love? And then let that start growing until my love then embraces the part that's tricky. And then I started to go, oh, I was sending all my anger at them. And then your statement, Bob, anything that's less than I am that I am is the only presence of power acting here. That for me is the highest law, because then I go, it's not this moral right, wrong, forgive, gratitude, good, bad, but actually I am that I am. And from that place, I am, even if I perceive it as the other, now I have my tools to resolve and have my new outcome. So really cool little trick. Just go to gratitude.
I have one on that. Dr. John Ray, this is when I was 27 years old, shared, feel the pain like you would smell a rose. And when I heard that, I mean, it was what? I mean, literally feel the pain like I would smell a rose. Oh, and this little buddy, man, God, look at that. Hey, bud. Hey, Mateo. Look, oh,
Little baby Buddha.
yeah.
I saw Katie, I saw your hand up and then you put it down. So I saw your hand up. So to me, it's still up. What's up?
Thank you, Ia. Love you, Mateo.
You're on mute, Katie.
We're good at lip reading though.
Yeah.
I said it was raised and then I kind of chickened out and then I didn't want to take up too much time, but to tag team or back up what she said, just like the love and the gratitude and to kind of tie into what you opened with about your children. I just wanted to share that I have a bunch of kids, there's 4 of them, and they're all kind of in competitive sports. And we kind of had a struggle this year. It's getting really competitive. And I could see parents cheering on their own child and not other, and the boys just getting so upset when they didn't succeed and not cheering on their team. And I was like, guys, you guys have to start cheering for everybody. And you have to start loving those other children and rooting for them, just like you root for your child when they get up to bat. And that's when the difference is going to make in this team and in these boys to kind of unite and kind of be as one. And I think that that's just something I'm trying to teach my children. And I think the world needs a lot more of, is to cheer for each other and not just individuals, and how good you feel when you do something good or when your child does something good. And so you guys are doing wonderful things, teaching and reminding not only parents that, but we get to share that with our kids, and that's what's going to make a difference.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Adam,
you
is it
for
champ?
not chickening out. 'Cause that was,
Yeah.
I love what you had to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
Adam, this is your conversation. One of them, one of your major ones. Yes, about.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
for sure, Katie. I mean, I grew up in competitive sports. I played up to college baseball 2 years, and then I've even coached all levels of sports. And I mean, I've seen the same things over and over again, and I've discovered some cool stuff on how to resurrect and shift that for our kiddos.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, and his email address to get more of that information. Ultimately, we're going to have Conscious Sports as a class.
Seriously?
Yeah, and Adam,
Okay.
Adam will be a lead trainer in that. So
And
having
also
a conversation with
conscious
him.
coaching. Yes, I'm a guy, and conscious
So
parents.
my son actually plays for, it's in Houston, but it's a charity type team, but it's kind of super competitive. And I think that something like that would be so beneficial for the whole organization. So I'll reach out and we'll be.
Yep.
in
Adam
touch.
at Mastery
That'd be great.
Systems. Adam at masterysystems.com.
Okay, super.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you so much.
a lot of times, Katie, when we have a call, like you saying, this is great, and I have a team to apply it to, and it's kids. We can just come up with a few of the distinctions and give you a couple of tools that you can use, basically next time the kids get together.
Perfect.
And we'd love to do that.
Just kind of, I believe in this child, and you have the top of the lineup and you have the bottom of the lineup, but you got to believe in the bottom of the lineup, just like the top. And it's kind of just like, let's all vote for everyone to do well. And they're coming in from sports, so I gotta go.
That's awesome.
I
get we could go all night, Robert. I'm also aware of just time. So if we have any last minute, there's a few people who have been quiet. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You can take the floor and share what is inside of you to share. If you have any questions about applications, we can answer questions for you tonight while we're still here. Otherwise, and if I see a hand come up, otherwise I'm going to let you know again. We do have I Am All New, August 4, 5, 6. You can do it you can have the event on Zoom, or we'll be in person in Hendersonville, North Carolina. And Jenny has something to share. So one more thing, Jenny is coming on as claiming her righteous position as a Mastery Systems instructor. August 7 and 8 is Mastery Systems instructor training download, and we have multiple courses coming online that our instructors will be able to teach. Jenny, thank you for double dipping.
Oh, yes. Scott, I love that you sang that song, because just yesterday I started singing that song and I said, no, it's not a little light, it's my God light. This God light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Amen. I do that too. I rewrite that song when I sing it too, but everyone knows it though. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're in our choir, by
Yes.
the way, just so you know.
Yeah.
You just signed up for our mastery choir.
Thank you. Bob, will you elaborate a little bit more on your comment about touching pain as if we're smelling a rose?
Well, I mean, for me, what happened is in the past, any emotion against motion, when somebody said, I'll build a context. Most people say, I feel fear. And I say, are you touching it or are you hating it, running from it, that kind of stuff? So I thought Scott was talking to me. Well, what did I do, man? What did I do? Now I know.
Now I'm looking at these look at all these guys. You got a whole baseball team over there.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Wow. Well, that's
Yay.
all right. So I'm going to answer this question. So most people say they feel fear. And what I found is they sense fear, but they're staying away from it. So when I found from John Ray, when he said, feel the pain like you would smell a rose, it changed my sense from the physical kinesthesia where I am in the world and sensation, touch, that kind of stuff, into smelling. So it made me observe and participate on what pain is. So I was able to shift, I'm going to say, my perception to feel the pain like now smell a rose. How many love smelling roses? One of my favorite things to do. I used to weed my grandmother's garden, and she had all these extraordinarily different, peachy, smelly. I'd be able, Bobby, keep pulling weeds. No, I really like the smell of this one. Anyway, so all I can say is how many like the idea of whatever's up, experience it like you would the sweetness of life somehow, and just see what happens. So, be lovingly and grateful for every experience. How many get it? And we heard it tonight from Elma's brother. Be grateful for every experience, every situation of life, wherever we are. Let's all just thank you and help me stay. I love a touch and breathe this day, I feel. Dear my creator, give me strength in the middle of this to appreciate what you're teaching me. And then when I love, I touch, I breathe, I stay, I feel, those 5 frequencies, that's my great self coming online in 5 different phases of my being. 5th dimensional into 3rd dimensional is what I call it. So hopefully that helps. And you don't have to go out and carry roses around and smack yourself or anything like that. It's not required. Unless you do it.
Unless you're really into that. Robert, you're so silly. I love you. I love my team. We have an awesome group. Any questions or requests before we declare our evening complete? We will send this out, send it to whoever. This is one to definitely share if you choose. And it'll the link to this recording will come out tomorrow in your email. If you don't have it by 5 p.m. Eastern time, just email me, scott@masterysystems.com. And actually, I'm asking that request because we've noticed some people, our stuff is going to spam and some people are just not getting it. And it's important to us. We have a very large email list. We'd like everyone to at least know what's going on. So if you don't have it by 5 p.m. tomorrow, scott@masterysystems.com. Robert, will you give us one of your amazing decrees and decree over all of us, whatever you have.
I will share this. Anyone that gets a yes for bringing this to the planet, connect with us ASAP, because we've got a whole bunch of amazing ways to bring this to community heart to heart. So
some new systems are also coming online that are like $11 on-ramp to get into our world, that we're going to give away all of our prosperity keys for $11. Same for the basic conscious language keys, $11. Instead of these high prices, we're looking at how can we get the masses. And if you have a yes for bringing it, I'm just going to reiterate what Robert said. Just come to us, scott@masterysystems.com. I'm eager to speak with you if you get a yes for helping us. And Robert, your decree, please. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to give it in this particular way. I found voting victory is for me, the fastest way for me to get into my victorious life. So the way I do it is this is the fastest for me. I am my own permanent victory in the light. And then I am whoever it is, that situation. I am your permanent victory in the light. One clarification, is whenever I say it, I'm not asking permission, nor do I require agreement. I am it. And so if everyone can just be grateful, yes, I'm your victory in light, I'm my victory in light, I'm victory in light, I'm victory in light, I'm your victory in light. I'm just stay with that and make that snap like a whip, bang, and mean it. And I guarantee in 1 week's time, you will not know yourself or your world or your family. They will be all brand new. I am my own permanent victory in light. Walk around. Don't do it in public if it's weird. How many get that? How many have gone, look, do it on the inner, get really good. In fact, I recommend every one of you get good at giving an internal decree without moving your tongue. Seriously, how many have in there wagging your tongue while you're doing your inner decrees? I've gotten to the point now where I do it by my spirit, not by wagging my tongue. So it didn't happen right away. So just let that be. I mean, if you wag your tongue, just wag it as little as possible. I plant my tongue at the back of my lower teeth and stick it there. And then I do my decrees from my God self. So everyone, one week, I am that I am is what I'm talking about. I am, and I frequently, when I first started, I am that I am my own permanent victory in the light. I had to do both. I am that I am. And I am your permanent victory in the light. I am my family's permanent victory in the light. I am our world's permanent victory in the light. I am our government's permanent victory in the light. I am our heirs' permanent victory in the light. I am our sports team's permanent victory in the light, period.
Thank you, brother. Have a blessed remainder of your day, and we'll see you next week.
Party on, Gar.